bladder? Yeah, but not a monkey bladder, that's for sure. It's a pig bladder, yeah. So, the pig bladder, it's, we have few here. We smuggle them too. So, let's see. In the old days, I used to blow them with my in my mouth, but I think it's easier to do that like this.
Yeah.
You don't have enough gas? No, I think it's broken.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know if you have enough gas to use it.
Yeah, I have more on the back.
So, I need more gas. But I can do it like the old days, don't worry. I mean, if we're gonna eat in it, I can blow it. Sorry.
Too late?
It's okay. But you eat plenty of funky stuff here, so. So this is the pig bladder. Small, medium, large. You know, just like pigs, they come different size. But before sous vide was invented, for sure, they were like, how can we cook something where all the flavors stay encased inside, and all the seasoning, the flavor, and we can cook it very slowly, like below boiling temperature, like to keep a nice moisture and all that. So they figured out that should put it in the pig bladder, and so the pig bladders are clean when they are fresh. They are clean, they are very well clean, and then after they are hanged to dry like this, and then from there they get folded into like a wallet. So basically they fold it in three like this, they fold it like this once they're dry, and they stack them up, and so the pig bladder was actually the first person who did the Boulud Masterclass in Lyon was La Mère Brasier and Fernand Point also. They really made that recipe famous. I don't know how old the recipe is exactly, but you have the story in the book. I have to just read back the story. So in Daniel, my French cuisine here, the story of the pig bladder is in this little booklet, but it's also here. And like the poulet en vessie, I made many other recipes, very classic, very sort of from another era, from another time, and so La Mère Brasier was a woman who in Lyon in the 30s and the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, 50s. She had a restaurant, and she had a restaurant so outside of Lyon, the little mountainside, and both of them were 3-star restaurants. So quite famous for a woman chef, and she was very famous for this dish, la poularde en vessie. And then Fernand Point in Vienna, another great chef before Paul Bocuse in France, was also doing la poularde en vessie. Today Paul Bocuse also is making poularde en vessie. So cooking is not about just like I see chefs sometimes preparing things like even curries and things like that. It's not about reinventing everything, but just how can you perfect it yourself at a different time and perpetuate the recipe. So the recipe starts with the chicken. So normally you start with the poulet de Bresse, but that I didn't smuggle, the poulet de Bresse. Sorry, that would have been too hard to. So the chicken get prepared with, you remove the neck, cut the wings, and then clean the inside, of course, and then we slide our finger between the skin and the breast, like this, all the way down there, but being careful because with the poulet de Bresse, it has a strong skin, strong bones, but here it's a little bit more fragile. So you slide your finger right below to get the skin and the breast to be separated. And then Gregory is slicing some black truffle. And we're gonna slide truffle slice into the chicken. Voila. Nice truffle. So you're having truffle. I don't know if you had, but I did. You can use sometime the help of a spoon to like the truffle to the back. Vas-y, aide-moi, sur la peau. So you need to almost be two to do that. Voila, so we cover the chicken with truffle and put more truffle inside a little bit. It's good. Then after that we put a big chunk of foie gras in a big chunk of foie gras like this inside the chicken. Keep him happy. Put a little bit more truffle here. And we usually squeeze the truffle from the front or the back of the breast. And because we're in Singapore, and in France, we make bouquet garni. Bouquet garni has thyme, bay leaf. That's kind of our own kind of fragrance of our cuisine. And parsley, very delicate. But here, I decided that I should put a touch of lemongrass in my poulet ardent just to be in the spirit of Singapore. So a little bit of crushed lemongrass, we tested, and we made also a rice to prepare with that. And the rice has also a little bit of the spirit of Singapore as we cook it in a traditional way of the chicken rice. So this is gonna be my own way of making chicken rice, the French way. So for that, we have to tie up the chicken. Vas-y, Gregory, you love to do that. Vas-y. Do it. So we're using kitchen, what do you call it? Kitchen string, and a needle. And you start from the legs, from the thigh. You go to the legs on the opposite side, and then after we catch the wings, we grab the skin of the breast. We go into the neck, below the neck, the back. And then we catch the wing again, and we go back to the other legs, and back to the other thigh, and tie it up on the back. Why all this exercise with the string? I mean, you could just wrap the thing like this. It's just that it's gonna keep the breast of the chicken plump and the legs tight, and it cooks much better that way after. And then after we tied up the legs nicely. So now the chicken is gonna want to go in that bag. I'm telling you. So you see, nice and tight. The breasts are very The breasts are very plump in the front, pushed in the front almost, and the legs. So, you know, in France, when a cook applies for a job, you give him a chicken, a string, and a needle. And if you don't know how to tie the chicken, you go home. This is the way a chicken should be tied, where it really helps rather than having the chicken sagging when it's cooking. So, now, which one we use? I think we're going to use this one. I didn't try this one. Il y a l'option de celle-là. Bang. So, voilà. I didn't know, but it's upside down. Voilà. Beautiful. The port wine, the truffle, the port wine, the Madeira, the cognac, and all that give wonderful flavor, and the aroma of, and also a little bit of tint on the color of that. It gives it a little pink, sort of a pink color, especially the port. So the string gets removed, one of them, and the other also here, all the legs. If he could ever consider maybe to go to Asia, and it was like a big yes. And so he embraced the program at DB Bistro. Of course, he worked with us in New York, so he knew already the DNA of Danielle and our restaurant, our cuisine. He really he respects French cuisine, and he strives on being inspired to French cuisine, and yet he's very American too. So when he does something American, it's really American. Like right now he's doing a seafood boil, and I'm like looking at, when did you learn that with me? He said, no chef, I'm American. I'm like, okay, good. So we leave freedom to each other to be able to be spontaneous and do wonderful things around the program of DB Bistro. So I just want to thank you tremendously for what you do for me here. And for we have a body crasher. Just the executive chef of Cut and Spago, and he has been in Singapore, I think, longer than you. 6.5 years. And this is the JJ brother. Jonathan and Josh and Jonathan. JJ brother, they work across the street, or across the mall, or across the path, of course, at Marina Basin. But they also are good buddies. And tomorrow night, at what time? 7:30, they're gonna be battling. They're gonna be fighting. They're gonna be wrestling. No, they have a competition. How do they call it? Mystery Box. Yeah, Mystery Box Challenge. I think Chef Christie is involved in that game. And he's the one who made the box, no, Chef Christie? Where's Chef Christie? Is here?
In the bicycle.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna roll his bike on stage. We're gonna get him a mountain bike behind stairs and all that. But Chef Christie is gonna do a mystery box. What? Chef Christie! And Andrew, come here, Andrew. This is Andrew, the director at DB Bistro, and also an alumni of our restaurant in Palm Beach and New York. And been together for quite a while, also 5 years, 6 years? 6 years, yeah, they're counting. and really make the team together, Andrew and Jonathan. But what's interesting is that Chef Christie tomorrow night is making the mystery box. Are you making the mystery box? Oh, it's a mystery also. But, so, what is the challenge tomorrow?
The challenge will be separating these two gentlemen, to keep it civil, to keep it fair, to keep the language clean. Because if we can do that, it'll be the first in 3 years. And to continue the tradition at Marina Bay Sands of two great friends competing with the same ingredients and having a little fun for the entertainment of our customer at Marina Bay Sands. That's really what it's about.
So, you know what you're going to cook, no?
Yeah, he told me to pack.
Yeah, okay. I think it's going to be a real challenge. I think I'll make sure that I'll coach you a little bit before.
No pressure with Chef Daniel watching at all, yeah.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. Do you have any questions for anyone here? Because we are all here for you. Yes, sir. Oh, hello.
Chef, how do you check?
This young man is, by the way, one of the finest, youngest chefs in Asia. Tell me.
How do you check when the chicken is done?
How do you check when the chicken is done? You calculate, you bring it to a simmering like this, not a boil, but a simmering, and you guess that it could take up to 2 hours, or an hour and a half, depends the size of the chicken, and depends the weight, the size, and the type of chicken. Some chicken cook faster than others. A poulet de Bresse will take longer. It could take up to 2 hours very gently, to 2.5. A regular chicken could take maybe an hour and a half, let's say. But you have to have the temperature to be below boiling point. So it's between 90 and 100 centigrade, yeah? Celsius, yeah? 80, between 80 and 95, that's it. 90. Yeah. You're gonna do it at home? Next time you go to France, you go and buy, a suitcase of pig batter. Absolutely. How was the chicken, by the way? Yesterday. And what else? Any other question?
The best variation of the Singapore chicken rice is here. The best variation of Singapore.
Maybe I should open a little store. I'll have 2 Michelin stars. Well, congratulations for keeping the talent of Singapore excited to cook for you here. Because I think I've gone to many cities, and even my hometown, we take for granted sometimes that there is great food, and but nowhere I've seen such an enthusiastic support to the chef, to the food, to what they do with their passion. That's amazing. I'm very impressed. So thank you for having me here.
It's a real honor to have Chef here. It's always very humbling, and he always gives us a bunch of new dishes and a lot to think about. And it's been an amazing visit. I hope you guys feel as lucky as I do that he's here. And he has a very busy schedule, but he always makes time. It's always nice when he comes and makes time to cook something simple. And I think when we started talking about this a couple months ago, he was very excited to cook chicken rice, and my staff was very enthusiastic to cook it for him before he cooked it for you. So he adapted and changed the dish maybe 2 or 3 times along the way, but I think it's perfect, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed cooking it for you.
One more thing. Are you going to vote for Donald Trump?
He is.
Thank you. Have fun this weekend.